Hi guys, Dennis here from Denny Bob's RC. As you will notice, yep, clean shaven. I do it like once or twice a year. So anyway, yeah, it's me. But anyway, I'm gonna kind of walk you around a little bit of a project that I've been working on for like the last week. I took a 16th scale, classify it as that, Nylint Chevrolet pickup. It's a steel-bodied truck. Um, and RC converted it using most all the parts I got off Amazon. They're kind of like WPL replacement parts, so to speak. And I'll kind of walk you through a little bit of it. I basically just bought all the parts, but I had to build my own frame and bolt everything up and mount servo and whatnot. So there's a few revisions I'm going to do to it yet. It's not completely finished. I want to take it back apart and do some painting and whatnot to the chassis and do some detailing and whatnot, and maybe add a light kit to it yet, just for fun. But anyway, here we go. Well, here's the somewhat finished product. It is a metal-bodied Nylint Chevy pickup. Back from the 70s and 80s. They made them in different color schemes and whatnot. This has just happened to be one I picked up off of eBay many years ago with other intentions with it back at that time, but I've hung on to it and kind of kept going. But kind of get to the bottom of everything. This is a 2-speed gearbox and transfer case that is actually WPL. Actually had WPL on the packaging. These are front and rear differentials. The front one steers. The main frame is angle iron. From a bunch of angle iron I had left over from some Tamiya trailer kits that I was doing. And I started the base frame with that. I bought the spring kits and shackle kit off Amazon. The front and rear differentials came off Amazon. The drive shafts did come off Amazon, but they weren't quite long enough because the wheelbase of this truck is a little bit longer, and I didn't feel it had enough, so I cut and lengthened the drive shafts. And this is just a brass sleeve that's pressed fit is all it is. It's pretty hard pressed, so I don't think it'll ever spin in there. If it ever does, I'll worry about that at that time. But yeah, it has the servo mounted here on the transfer case for shifting it from high to low. It's full-time 4-wheel drive all the time, just like most of your WPL. I ordered these tires and rims. These are beadlock rims and tires off of Amazon. I really kind of wanted it to sit a little bit lower, but this is what I ended up with. But yeah, like I say, I'm going to take it back apart and repaint the frame and chassis and stuff. The servo is mounted up here, and then I got a long steering arm to get it down because this truck sits so high. That steering little micro servo is a little bit weak. If you're moving, it's fine. Just move the wheels just a little bit and it'll steer just fine. But I can get a stronger one. But in order to, but yeah, I'll kind of give you kind of a walk around or look around or video of anything. If you have any questions, you'll have to ask. But and I managed everything: battery, the ESC, and I used a Hobby Wing 1625 Hobby Wing Quick Run ESC, which does have the brake option and it can't be shut off. But with this truck, I'm fine with that. Originally, I kind of wanted it to set lower and maybe some smaller tires to maybe make a fifth wheel trailer, or a gooseneck trailer, I mean. to haul, to use it as a truck around the job site. But yeah, it didn't go the way I wanted it to, but I have more of these trucks and I have more of the parts, so I might make another one yet. And but if anything else, I got a neat little four-wheel drive pickup. What I'd like to do is actually make it like a toolbox and a fuel, a toolbox for it, and then have like a fuel tank, one of them L-shaped fuel tanks that some of the pickups have, to go in here. Because I'd originally had thought about building a toolbox for it and then have the battery for the truck mounted in the toolbox. But the battery it's underneath the hood, and I'll kind of go through that here in just a minute, a few minutes here. But yeah, it's a neat little project. I started on this project last Thursday or Friday, I believe, and here it is, Sunday, and yeah, I'm done for the most part. The only thing I want to do is take it back apart, paint my parts, and put it all back together. That's pretty much the only thing I really want to do to it. I put some nice black inlays in here, plastic, to kind of keep the battery confined in here, so none of that stuff can get directly splashed on or slide out the wheel well or anything. But I'll go through that here in a little bit. I'll go get my tripod so I can kind of get that lined up. Okay. These cab tops snap on. The steel part just kind of pops out, the windshield comes off, and then the interior comes out, and then get in here, and I am powering it with a 2235C 3S LiPo battery. And I don't know if we can kind of see that or not. Not really. A little bit. You can see the receivers in there, and the ESC is in there, and kind of all nicely tucked away. But yeah, all in all, I'm pretty happy with it. It turned out pretty good. The red and black wire going there are for the on-off switch for the ESC. So, and basically just get the battery. We'll put that back up in there. And it works pretty good. I like these. I've used these 2200 milliamp batteries in a lot of dump trucks and stuff, so it really they seem to last a long time in my dump trucks, so they should be fine in this little pickup. And then you make sure you get the glass there, and this part of this cab part kind of hooks in, and then you got to squeeze it and snaps in, and away you go. I thought about making it some way to hinge the cab and whatnot. I'm like, well, that'll be fine to change the battery out. Doesn't take much. But then I bound it to a Fly Sky. This is an i6 radio. And turn the... There she goes. Now, I'm not going to be able to go really fast. I actually slowed this truck down a little bit. I've actually got the endpoint set at 50%. This is the slow, this is the low speed. For some reason, works 10 times before, but there we go. Just need a little bit of a... For some reason that I gotta go and see it's got kind of a weak spring that returns it to high speed, but there she goes. Got a weak spring on the return that back to. It takes a servo to put it in low. Yeah, it's plenty fast. I may have to take that transfer case back apart and actually go in there. There's a spring, and I'll show it to you. I've never had a problem with this until now. But the only thing I can think of is this spring right here that returns that back to the high side is a little weak. Or maybe there's a factory defect in the transfer case. I'll figure it out. I mean, the thing is, for me, I will drive it around in low for crawling around the job site and pulling stuff and whatnot anyway. But these things are all locked posies, you know, the WPL stuff is and whatnot. But you know what? I'm pretty happy with it overall. I just got it finished up probably 15 minutes before I got this, before I shot this video. So I haven't really even had it down on the floor and drove it around yet, but yeah, but I will probably leave it in low gear most of the time anyway. But I'm just thinking that because there is no way to adjust it to shift it to the high side. That's all spring actuated on that transfer case, because basically that arm that hits that lever here, when it's all the way to the high side, this it can't see. Then it popped right into gear. I think this spring's a little bit weak. Be my assumption, or maybe there is a shifting fork or something in the transfer case bent, but I'll figure it out. It's not end of the world. Not my first rodeo with some of this stuff, so. It's plenty fast, and that's 50% set on my endpoints. So, if I took this and probably ran it on a 2S LiPo, it would slow everything down a lot. But I'm pretty happy with it. What I think I'm going to do is take and I'm going to try and make some taillight lenses for it or something. And then a couple of headlight. I'll make some headlights for it. Shouldn't take too much. The original toy is all riveted together, but I've bolted it all together with M3 hardware, so I can take it all back apart again pretty easy. Basically, take these two screws out. There's two screws under here. The cab comes off. Take these two screws here, and there's a couple screws there. The whole body comes completely off. So it's pretty easy to take apart and put back together and work on it when I have to. And to take the transfer case out to work on it, it's two screws there, and unplug the ESC. That's pretty doggone easy to get stuff and tore apart. And then when I pull that out of here, the drive shafts, they telescope out and come completely apart. So should be fairly easy to take it apart and work on it if I need to. But I'm gonna go into the into my what do I want to call it? My servo, and make another mount to come down here and kind of help support it a little bit better, so that it doesn't get a lot of twist to it. But it's locked in there pretty good. But it's not that, you know, it's not a big heavy-duty off-road truck. It's just a pickup truck. So. Well, there is my 16th scale Nylint Chevy pickup. Hopefully it kind of explained a little bit of it, as much as I could anyway. If you got any questions, you'll have to ask. I would love to post links. Everybody's always asking, where do you get the parts? Post links. I have a problem with that. Simple reason is, if I post a link to it and then you buy it from that person, and that doesn't go well for you, doesn't reflect well on me. I mean, you guys are gonna have to kind of learn how to research and find your own parts. I do, and the problem with sharing links is, okay, let's say when I bought it, they had 2 left, and the next time you guys want to buy it, they got none left. Well, then the link's gone, and it doesn't work, and it's a worthless link. That happens a lot. So, anyway, but it's mostly stuff you can find. Like I said, every part I bought for this truck, I got off Amazon. So, other than the pickup, because you'll have to go back to the 1970s and 80s to get that. So, otherwise they can be found on eBay. So, anyway, so many people have done the Brooder Dodge Ram pickup. I mean, that has been done so many times. I wanted something different. I myself, I am not a Chevy guy. I'm not a Dodge guy. I'm a Ford guy. So I do have a Ford pickup, a Nylint Ford pickup upstairs. So I may do that one. But it's an old 1960s. So I really don't know if I want to. It's more of a collector's item to me. So I hate to cut all these toys up just to make an RC out of them, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do. So anyway, you guys have to let me know what you think. I'm pretty happy with it, other than the way the transfer case, the 2-speed is working. But like I say, it's either a bent fork or a weak spring that returns it. I mean, I can push it with my finger just slightly and snaps right in, so it can't be a whole lot. But anyway, catch you guys later.